Well, glory be and mercy me. We've done it yet again. Here we are, daily walk around the graveyard. Man, have you guys noticed how the United States is just collapsing into like this ridiculous stew of total nonsense? There's just like story after story after story that keeps coming out. Each one is just more absurd than the last. Just listened to Glenn Greenwald talking about the $40 billion bill that the House just passed to give more money to the Ukrainian war. He rightly points out, hey, we were spending like $40 billion a year on the war in Afghanistan. We were there for 20 years. We spent $40 billion a year in the war in Afghanistan. And here we are, 10-week war in Ukraine, spending $40 billion on that. Which, come on guys, we all know that all of that money is just gonna get scooped up by Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, all these guys, right? We all know the CIA is going to use it in order to fund their like Havana syndrome shit. We all know these sorts of things. And it just leaves me scratching my head being like, that money could be used for anything else, for literally anything else. And it just speaks to sort of the state of the culture and the state of where we're at as a people, that we're spending infinite money on war, on wars to just destroy the place, on war to just doing all this crazy nonsense. And we're not actually sitting down and discussing meaningfully with one another. Should we be doing this at all? I think that's the biggest thing that I want to talk about. Is like, has anybody actually seen anybody sit down and attempt to talk to one another about the reality of this war and the reality of what's going on? Has there been any effort made whatsoever by anyone to say, hey, perhaps we should de-escalate this thing. Perhaps we should not be fueling this fire. Perhaps we should be signaling a desire to end this conflict. Perhaps we should be signaling a desire to de-escalate. But I don't know that we have it in us, honestly. I don't know that we have it in us. We're so well trained, right? We're so well trained here in the West to foment aggression, right? Our whole culture is built around this idea of competition. Our whole society is built around this idea of just work harder, struggle more, do more, fight harder, stand up straight, slug, right? And the idea is that it's the people who fight the hardest or work the hardest that surface to the top. No concept whatsoever of just like living in the world, being in peace, finding peace with anything, right? Doing less, de-escalating, degrowth. Any of these are abhorrent in a capitalist system that demands this perpetual, never-ending, ceaseless consumption, this ceaseless growth. And if it has to grow in a direction where it just blows people and resources up to get on this perpetual wheel, then it will. Then it definitely will. And what's so absurd to me in all of this is that the reason why the United States is engaging in this proxy war, and you can see the Rand Corporation writing about this, that's the Pentagon writing about this. Well, the reason why they want to put more money into this is because they believe that the best way to weaken Russia is to draw Russia into a long, protracted war, right? They can't let Russia go in, dust the place up, right? beat the Ukrainians up a bit, get what they want and leave. They can't have that, right? So they got to pour money into the region in order to attempt to keep Russia engaged for as long as possible, because that's how you're going to weaken Russia enough for the inevitable destruction of Russia, which is the goal. It's always been the goal from the United States. How do I know? Because they say so. Like, they say so, right? I wish people would just read, like, I wish people would just, like, listen to what these people actually say, right? Like, forget about what the politicians say on, like, CNN or any of this kind of stuff. When they're releasing documents stating their intentions, I wish we would listen to those. But all of our media is bought up by a billionaire class, right? We live in an oligarchy after all. That's the entire reason why this channel exists. Incidentally, like, share, subscribe. I've got a YouTube channel, 6 to 9 p.m. Live stream, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Thursday. Please come on in, cry with me a bit, get some solidarity, talk to me about whatever you'd like to talk about, because all we're trying to do at this stage in the game is just deal with these catastrophes, right? Just deal with these overt, blistering catastrophes that our society is refusing to confront, and in fact making so much worse. The idea that our children are not in mass protest, that they're not fighting back in serious ways, right? Like, if I had a kid, I would be telling that kid every day to organize sit-ins, to organize walkouts, to organize protests, to organize strikes. Like, our kids have nothing to learn from people who are attempting to kill them so flippantly. Like, we're literally just being like, oh well, everything will be fine. By the way, climate change is going to burn down the planet, right? Like, what do we have to teach anyone? Nothing that seems to matter. Nothing that seems to matter at all. The solutions that we need to be moving towards the capitalist system will never generate. They'll never create. They'll never actually bring it forward. They'll never lay it down. You're never going to vote your way into solutions, because the system that we live in is generating those issues. And so what we need to be doing now is organizing locally with your local people. Get to know your neighbors, get to know everybody. We need to be organizing in order to put forward massive protest movements. There's an interesting phenomenon going on in the States right now where people are, because of the Roe v. Wade overturning decision, people are going to the houses of these judges. And of course, the corporate-owned media is aghast at this. Is, oh my God, I can't believe people are going to judges' houses. And I'm saying, yeah, we should all go to judges' houses. We should go to politicians' houses. We should let them know that we know where they live. We should let them know that, hey, we can cause problems for you if you're going to cause problems for us. And the idea that to do so is impolite. Like, these people are putting us on a path of total destruction and total despair and abandonment, right? Like, they've already destroyed entire cities. Take a look at the city of Detroit, right? They've already rendered hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people impoverished, right? Poverty is rampant throughout the United States. Oh, but if you go to someone's house, right? Oh, so it's okay to ruin people's lives from afar with the swish of a pen, right? But if those people gather up and actually say something about it, well, then they're the problem makers, right? We got to form up. We got to support leftist voices, right? The problem, the danger that we are facing today is that leftists have been chased out of the conversation in serious ways. That you're never going to see like a panel discussion. You're never going to see a conversation with genuine, actual leftists saying things like, maybe we should stop the war, right? Nope. If you stand up and say, hey, maybe we should end the Ukrainian war. Oh, you're just a Putin-head Russian propagandist traitor, right? It's a problem. It's a major, major problem, and we're going to pay for it very dearly. All right, guys, this is the end of this one. Like, share, subscribe, hit all the bells, hit all the whistles. Always remember, you are a quantum being walking around in quantum energy. The billionaire class is spending hundreds of billions of dollars in the hopes that you'll never realize it. Just stay the good little commodity they need you to be. Rebel, revolt, repent. Good luck. We're gonna need it.